So hello to anybody who happens to be watching this. I'm going to show you how to make one of these dust masks right here. Don't worry about my ugly head. This is going to be probably looking good on you once you get it made. And the thing we like about it, one piece of elastic in the back, 3/4 inch elastic, and pretty simple to make. So there's a pattern that you'll cut out, and it'll end up with 4 pieces that look like this. And when you're laying your pattern out, you want to do it with the good side of the fabric together. And actually we cut these 4 layers or even 8 layers, so it's really easy to work with. So this piece that you see right here, just like this is where the nose piece is right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and start with the straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam allowance, start back tack, back tack at the end. That's just to give it a little extra strength. Same thing on the next piece. Okay, so once you get that done, cut them apart. Okay, now what we're going to do is open them up, and we're going to take and put them good sides together. Okay. So they're going to look like this. The other thing we're going to do is we've taken and we have 12-inch pieces of elastic. Okay, I'm going to make sure that's 12 inches. Good. 12-inch pieces of 3/4 inch elastic. We're going to lay that in here. I'll do it this way just so you can see the first one. I've been putting them in so that the tip of the fabric comes right to the edge of the elastic, just about in the center. And then do the same thing on this side. Okay, you can quick check to make sure they're lined up. And then what we're going to want to do is start sewing on this part, which is actually the bottom of the mask. We're going to have to leave a place so we can, a hole there so we can turn it around and sew it shut. So once you get that in there, hold it in place with one hand, get it lined up underneath your presser foot, drop the foot, start and back tack just to help it have a little strength to it. And then we are going to go all the way around here. Now, as you're going, just make sure that the elastic's not getting caught underneath the needle too quickly. And I've been sewing that all the way through and then back tacking to about there. There, I gotta take my foot off the gas. All right, and then we're going to turn it with the needle down. Again, make sure that you kind of have the elastic out of the way underneath here, so you don't sew over it more than you need to. And we keep going. Now on these, what we're doing when we get to the seams here in the center, I've been laying them both over like this in the same direction, and then we're going to top stitch over that at the end. Okay, just make sure everything stays lined up. Help it over the hump, and then you're going to come down here towards the other end. Now before you get too close, you're going to want to grab your elastic, the other end of it, make sure it's not twisted up, which shouldn't be a problem with this big flat elastic, the 3/4 inch stuff, but just double check. And then the same thing again, you're going to want to make sure that the points are at about the center of the elastic, just like that, and that they're lined up. And then just hold on to it as it goes through and under the foot. I just give it a little extra on each, when I get to the elastic, because I really want that to stay in there. It's going to be where things are pulling really hard and I don't want it to come loose. I'm going to come through here like this. Now we're going to have to, again, we're leaving a hole. So I'm going to probably come, let's say right about here. And then back tack. Okay. All right, we're going to turn this inside out. And just sort of pull on everything just to make sure that it's turned all the way out. If you want to, you can kind of stick your finger in there and poke it around. And what you're going to do is we're going to sew this hole closed. You don't really have to pin it or anything. It'll pretty much, it'll be all right. Okay. And then go ahead. I've been starting the top stitching and closing the turning hole thing over here by the band. So kind of get that underneath the presser foot. And then this is a top stitch, so you don't want to be over the whole seam allowance. So about half what you had for your seam allowance. Now when I get here to the part where the elastic goes in, I've been going over it 3 times, just like that. Again, just to help it stay together really well. Okay, we're going to get to the end of this, turn it back and forth, and maybe back and forth once, right about there. And that should have it for that part. And then for the last piece, if you want to do it, you can. I'm doing it just because I think it helps the mass sort of stick out a little bit better, is figure out which way the seam's lying. Mine seems to be going to the right here, and I'm going to run it right down the center. Okay, we're going to top stitch down the center seam. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Okay. Trim our threads up. And there you have it. Pretty simple to make. Okay, you can go.